Hello, everyone. Welcome to Third Space Live. We have a special edition of our live show today because we are celebrating International Women's Day and whoop, whoop, and we have an amazing woman to introduce you to who just so happens to be our new executive director. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan Woodruff and I direct programs and services here at the charity. And I am so excited to introduce you to our guest today. Her name is Karen Mason. Karen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here on the show, and I'm excited to be part of the Third Space Life Charity team.
Yes, so today that's what we're going to do. We want people to get to know you. I've had the opportunity to get to know you over the last couple of weeks, and we have had so much fun working together and building what we have going on here. And so I just think everybody, the first thing that people are asking me is, who is Karen? What is she passionate about? And how did she end up at Third Space? So why don't you just start by telling us a little bit about you, and yeah, we can start there.
Okay, sure. Now, anyone who knows me knows I love to talk, and I'm actually pretty good at it. So we'll have to keep an eye on the time, and you can feel free to interrupt me. I'm really happy to be here. Gosh, who am I? Well, I have an interesting background. My original career path was journalism. I was a professional broadcast journalist for about a dozen years. And then I moved into doing marketing and communications work, always for causes that I believed in, because that's really important to me. And for the last just over 6 years, up until about a year and a half ago, I was the executive director at Kelowna Women's Shelter. I'm absolutely passionate about equity and social justice, and particularly women's issues and family. So that was a fantastic opportunity for me to lead that team and that organization for half a dozen years. I also, during that time, I co-founded a project called SOAR, which stands for Supporting Survivors of Abuse and Brain Injury Through Research. And it's a collaborative research initiative with Kelowna Women's Shelter and the University of British Columbia, Okanagan, where my life partner happens to be a professor and concussion researcher. So it really was a marriage made in heaven, even though we're not technically married. So we've been running that project for 5 years now, and I had spent the last 18 months or so really focusing my energy on that project and that research, when the opportunity came out of the blue to come and support Third Space Life Charity. And it was very interesting to me, given my passion for social justice and for human service and human service organizations. I've done a lot of work supporting folks experiencing homelessness in our community. I work sometimes part-time as a volunteer as well at the Welcome In homeless shelter. So this was a great opportunity for me to bring all of that together. In terms of beyond work stuff, who I am, I have 2 adult children, both boys. I have a wonderful life partner who I mentioned. I have pets I adore, and I love to get outside and exercise, and I love to sing. So that's kind of the summary with lots of talking from me.
Oh, so good. So good. It's interesting to see how people's careers and the professional endeavors that they've chosen to take on and how they just layer into the next, and bringing all of that experience and that culmination of everything that you've done to Third Space. It'll be really exciting to see where we go with this. I'm curious to hear about what you see in the next year or so from Third Space. What do you see happening for us?
Well, it's early days for me.
It's kind of a loaded question.
Yeah, I don't want to lay out anything too specific in case I'm wrong or we don't get there. But this is for me a part-time role, so cramming a lot into kind of half-time is what I'm working. So I'm already getting a pretty clear sense of the strengths of this incredible organization. I mean, the people, obviously, I'm looking at one of them right now. People are amazing and passionate and committed. To be working in an organization that really shares a vision I've held for a long time of a community where mental wellness is absolutely prioritized, and mental health services are accessible to anyone who wants them whenever they want them. That is so important. I believe that most of the big social problems we are facing in Kelowna and Canada and around the world, really, homelessness, substance overuse, poverty, intimate partner violence, most of those issues have some kind of core in trauma and mental health issues. So being able to work on the mental health side of things just feels really proactive and preventative. And the work that Third Space is doing, specifically with free counseling supports for young adults, I think is absolutely critical. And it's serving a really important niche in our community. And at the same time, to be offering this really high level practicum training for the mental health professionals of tomorrow, it's a win-win. And I really see that as an organization, we can leverage those existing programs to grow and flourish and offer more counseling services and a richer, more varied practicum learning experience for those up and coming mental health professionals. So those are a couple of things that I think we can do, but I think people can also look forward to hearing more about Third Space Life Charity, what we do, why it matters, the connections with other organizations in the community and other work that's happening. And also hopefully at least one really fun fundraiser, because the last year with COVID has been hard. And we need to do something fun that can also raise money for this incredibly important cause. So I know we've already started brainstorming a little, and with so many smart people on this team, I think we'll come up with something great.
The initial idea that you have, and I won't put out any spoilers, but the initial idea that you have already has me so excited, because I haven't seen anything along these lines in Kelowna in the last little bit. And I think people are going to jump on board because it's a really feel good thing. So
I hope so.
put the feelers out there. Stay tuned for that, because we are excited to do a fundraiser this year that is COVID friendly and COVID safe. That makes people feel good. And side note, how feel good is my shirt?
I was just about to say, tell us about your awesome shirt.
Okay and not okay on the back. So this is part of our exclusive merch line, designed by Greg Seabell at Micro. We are Micro. And all of the proceeds from these shirts go to the student care program. So all of the proceeds, when you buy a t-shirt, and they're housed at Third Space Cafe right now, go to providing free counseling for young adults. So I think there's 4 different versions of the shirt, plus there's a really nice crew neck. I like this one because it's nice and breezy and really happy. My 2-year-old daughter this morning pointed at my shirt and was like, happy. So yeah, I like it. You can pick yours up at the cafe. So
I'm going to run out and get one, because I hadn't seen that one of the series of shirts yet, and I really like that one too. So me and your daughter have a lot in common, other than she doesn't have quite as many smile wrinkles as I do yet, given she's what, 2?
She's 2. Yeah, she's 2. I know. It's okay. It's all part of this whole beautiful thing that it is to be a woman, right?
It sure is. And I'm still here. I'm so happy that I'm still here. I wanted to mention the coffee shop. Third Space Coffee Shop has always been a big supporter of Third Space Life Charity. Same founders from way back when, Ken and Linda Stober. And so all the proceeds, all the net proceeds from the coffee shop do come back to Third Space Life Charity to support the counseling that is offered to students and young adults up to age 29, 100% free. So we are so grateful for that partnership, and we love working with the team there. And you can also, I think, look forward to more campaigns that we'll put together to raise funds and support the charity through the coffee shop over the next year.
Not to mention the best coffee, the best food, everything, the best team. Their staff is amazing. Yeah, we could talk about Third Space Coffee all day long. We're so lucky to have them across the hall. Okay, so a couple things in relation to International Women's Day then, because we're celebrating. People would like to know, what is your top self-care tip?
Oh boy.
And
Self
this could be for men as well, but from a woman's perspective, what would you say?
I I think, I mean, self-care is critical. One piece of my self-care in relation to this role is setting and maintaining firm boundaries on my time. So many high achieving women have a hard time saying no or stopping when they're supposed to stop. And I'm definitely one of those people. So in taking on a leadership role that is half time, I'm making a really concerted effort to only work half time, which is definitely harder than it sounds when you get excited about an organization and all the things you can do with the team there. Self-care is critical for all of us. And I think sometimes we simplify it a bit too much and we toss around, take a bubble bath. Absolutely. A bubble bath is wonderful and it is self-care. And it shouldn't replace some bigger things if you've got issues that need to be dealt with in a bigger way, like counseling. So I am a huge fan of counseling. I've had a few counselors over the course of my life, and they have brought me healing and self-awareness and helped me get to new places of joy and peace in my life. So counseling is a big one. Um, but for me, just the daily stuff that I do, I exercise almost every day. I move my body somehow, some way every day. If I can, I do it outside because the fresh air and the light, even when it's, kind of foggy and cloudy, I'm still outside and I can breathe and just be grateful to be here. So those are some of my big ones. Oh, and the singing. I sing all the time. I'm in a little singing group, and that is a big piece of my wellness generally.
That is a fun fact about Karen. She is in a singing group. Tell
Yes,
us about it.
it's called Kitchen Sink, which it's spelled Kitsch, and sync is spelled Sync. So it makes sense when you see it. It's just a little singing trio, sort of like the Andrews sisters from way back when in the 1940s. We only sing vintage music from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and we love it. And we get all dolled up. We call ourselves Glam Gals Vintage Vocals. And it's funny because people will often say to me, "Oh, well, you sing, you should sing." And I have to say to them, I only sing as that other woman. I'm not comfortable singing as Karen. But when I have my wig on and my false eyelashes and my red lips and my shimmery dress, then I can perform. So that's certainly part of my fun and my self-care.
And do you do events and shows in Kelowna? I guess during COVID, it makes it very
Yeah.
difficult. But
It has been a while. We did a few performances last spring that were distanced, but it's been a while, and we are actually currently looking for a new member because one of our members moved out of province, of all things. But we're very fortunate. We've gotten a good following, particularly at the seniors' homes, because they know the music and they sing along and they get such joy from the music we perform. But we've performed at Parks Alive a few times in Kelowna and some big events. So it's been just a really fun side gig.
it's so important to have those pieces, right? It's so
Yeah.
important to have those avenues where you're pursuing joy outside of your everyday, your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So,
What do you do for that, Megan? What's your top self-care tip?
okay. Well, my self-care, it doesn't always feel good. It's not that always joyful. Mine is more about being honest with yourself and transparent with yourself and having difficult conversations and honoring and respecting yourself in that way. So yeah, I would say that my level of self-care isn't always necessarily that feel good, joyful stuff. I do have that stuff. But for me, the most important piece of self-care is self-respect and self-trust. And that really comes from doing what you say, saying what you do, and also what you truly believe is what you say is what you do. So there's like a third level to that of authenticity. And for me, I really believe in growth and purposeful work. And so my role at Third Space is so fulfilling in that way because I'm always learning. And I really do feel that what we're doing has so much purpose. So when I come to work every day, I'm just so grateful that I get to be a small part of what we're up to. So I don't know if I answered your question. That was kind of a roundabout way, but
No, I think that's amazing. And I think that's you raise a really important point. And I think sort of what I was getting at with the whole just take a bubble bath thing, that,
yeah,
you know, the self-care truly is work, and work
it is.
isn't always fun. And yet if you do the work, you can reap the benefits for years to come. So I really appreciate you bringing up the tough side of things. It's important. And I feel the same about meaningful work. It's always been important to me to do meaningful work. And I've always said, you know, I've had a few different jobs along the way as I've meandered through my career. And I've always said that morning I wake up and think, ugh, I have to do that thing, is the morning I realize that it's time to start finding my next opportunity. Because
Mm,
to be challenged and driven and passionate about the work I do, and to feel like it's in some way changing lives somehow, is absolutely critical for me. And that's pretty good self-care, isn't it?
I think it really is. I would agree with you on that. Well, we're so happy to have you, Karen. We really are. We're so excited for this next phase of Third Space, to be able to take the foundation that Jody really built for us. She did such an amazing job at solidifying our service niche and really clearing our not cleaning up, but getting really clear on who we serve, what it is we do, and now we can take that and elevate that and continue to impact more lives and more people in our community. So we're so excited to have you. Thank you for coming on the show today. I hope everyone goes out there and celebrates women today and the women in their lives, and also celebrates themselves. So that's it. That's it. That's signing off, and
Bye for now.
bye for now, everybody. Stay tuned. You'll see us.
Okay.